Hey, how are you? So today I'm going to present my project. This is rock, paper, scissors. And we made it, and I made it in Java. And what's it called? Why don't we just take a look? Why don't we just take a demo? We're gonna go and I'm gonna give you a little run of how this application works. So let's go here. We run this stuff in here, and then we get three screens, and we got a server. So the server hosts these clients here so that this little application thing can go and work. So let me just get this thing started if I can find the right one. There we go. So we're going to go and put in our usernames. I'll just do ABC. That's okay. And then why don't we go ahead and let me just show you, give you a quick MTV Cribs of this lobby right here. You can go and do whatever you want. You can go and say hi. A says hi, and then everybody gets it. Oh, isn't that cool? That's cool. You can do that too. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this here. We're gonna go into create a room, and we're going to add everybody to this room, and then let me do that. So you can see here, this is the host client. And you'll know that this is the host client because not only can he start this rock, paper, scissors thing, but he has a little button right here. But we're going to get into that later, okay? We're going to get into that later. So let me just wait here. While you're in here, you can just go, talk to everybody. It's all cool. And then let's go play some rock, paper, scissors. So let's say the first time everybody does a tie. So we'll do rock, rock, rock. Then it will show here. Oh, everybody picked their choice. Everybody chose rock. It's a tie. Now we're gonna start the next round. Why don't we go ahead and eliminate somebody? So we're gonna do rock, rock, and rock beats scissors. So somebody got eliminated. Oh, who's this? Oh, C? Oh man, that's too bad. So we see C is eliminated, and yep, that's it. Oh no, I'm sorry. We got one more round, and they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight to the death. Oh, it's another tie. Oh, paper, scissors. Oh, it's a tie. And then we're gonna go here. We're gonna do rock and paper. Oh, it looked like B won. So when somebody gets a point is when they beat another person. So you can see B. On the first round, we had uh, A and B. They beat C. C gets no points because he didn't beat anybody. And then B beats A, and then he gets a point. So here's our final scoreboard. Okay. So that's basically how it works on a as in the final project, final product level on what's it called? On an entry level uh way of talking about it. I'm not very good at talking about these things, but what I am going to do is I'm going to prove how well I know about Java networking by what's it called? Explaining to you in very easy terms, or I'm going to explain to you in layman's terms because it's easier to understand that way. So, anyways, let's go here. So, why don't we start from the buttons? Actually, no. What we need to do is explain the things here. Let's start with the most important parts. The things here that make up the architecture of how rock, paper, scissors works. So we got a client here. And a client, there are things that the client can do. And one of these things is to process client commands. So, oh, yeah, let me go up here. So what this person, this client, let's say it's any of the client, because you saw all these are all clients. And then in order for them to interact with each other, they need to talk to the server. So what the client here does, and what this method right here does is allow the client to go and pass a command into the server. Now, here, for example, here's a command here, like pick. But in order to send a command, we need to store it as something. So why don't we store it as like we will call it an enum. We're gonna store it as an enum. Now an enum is like it's like a little letter. So let me show you here. Uh, sorry. Okay, common. So we're gonna, for example, here's the pick. Yeah, this is a command pick, right? And this pick, what's it called? This pick is a command and oh no, I'm sorry. It's over here. So what you can do with an enum like this or like a this command thing is that it's like a letter. You can just go and you can go and pass it through to the server without it getting compromised or anything because enums are constants and you can't really change it. But you can store some kind of data into it, and that's why it's kind of like a letter. So why don't we go into client and then let's see how this command goes into here, right? And then it finds, oh, if it's rock, then it'll send this choice. Now, how do we send a choice? Oh, we're gonna wrap it into a payload. Now, payloads are the lifeblood. Payloads are the very like the 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 mail. Payloads are like mail, but it's also like the blood of this entire system, of this entire architecture. The way that the client and the server talk to each other is with the payload. So what we would do here is we would wrap the data. This text would be like rock or whatever, and then we're going to turn the rock thing here, this string, and we're going to turn it, because strings, they're like, what's it called? You can't get like a reference out of them. They're a string. You can't do anything. But if you were to turn it into an enum, now you can go and pass it. Now you can pass it because it's a letter. It's a letter now. And with a letter, you can go and store. With a letter, you can go and store some stuff into it. So we're gonna take that letter and then we're gonna wrap it into a choice payload. Now with a choice payload, how are you doing? With a choice payload, what we can do now is we're gonna take that letter and we're gonna put it into an envelope. And when I with that envelope, with that bigger letter to store the letter in, we're gonna send it to the server. So let's go do that. And while we're at it, yeah, while we're at it, why don't we say because all clients, right? They're all stored into this. All clients are all stored into this thing called a hash map. Yeah, right there. Every client ID is linked to a user class. Now in the user class, it's like it's like a little backpack, and every backpack All these backpacks have these tools, they have these things, these getters and setters, and they have these data that they can use to go and make it so that the client, can change things about him, or it's like, say you have a command or a payload that tells the client to go and change their points. Only with this user class will they know to go and change their points, and they can store that in this user class. So where was I? I was in client. Yeah, it's kind of hard to navigate here. Okay, so we're going to send this to the server. Now, how are we going to send this to the server? Let's say you're a client, right? You're a dude, and you're trying to send this to your grandma's house in Azerbaijan. How are you going to do that without a middleman, without a mailman, without a server thread? Now, the server thread is like the mail people, or like the post office, right? Because they're the middleman. So when the post office gets mail, what do? They're gonna go and check it, and then they're gonna send it off to where it's actually supposed to go to. So, we're gonna do case choice. I mean, the choice that choice payload is stored into an enum called choice, or what's it called? Into a payload type. I'm sorry. It's stored into a payload, and then we're gonna get that payload type, and it's, oh, is this as a choice payload? Then we're gonna go and cast it just to make sure, and then we're going to take the choice. We're gonna extract the enum value from that, which is rock, which is what we called it rock. So then after that, you're going to take that value, going to send it to your grandma's house in Azerbaijan, the game room. So now you're going to go here. Definition of this is here. And then you can see, oh, this is from the mailman, or it's from, I mean, you could say that every client has a mailman that they can send it to. And then that allows them to go and talk to their grandma. So you're here, and then we got that mail. Now it's time to go and implement that into the game room. So we set that choice here. This is just so that they remember the choice, because I'll explain that later. But when we get into the handling of the game logic, they get they're going to get the choice type. They're gonna see what choice you got from here, the server thread. So we're gonna go here, and then I'm sorry, we go here, because after a client has taken their choice, uh, we were gonna click this, or we would call this, and what this does is it gets all the people who took their turn and ends the round. Now, why is the this where's the you might be asking, Dylan, where's the process? Where are the battles process? Where's the meat and potatoes? And we're getting to that because the magic can't happen without what I just explained. So we're here, right? The process battles. So when we're here, right? You click the ready thing, and then the timer started. So we're in the ready screen now. When the timer started, we get to this on session start. So now we're here on session start. If I can find it, on session start. So that calls on round start. And what that does is start the round. So now we're going to change the phase to choosing. So we store, what's it called? The phases are stored in letters, and then they're sent to the game room. And what's it called? they're like little switches that when they turn on, it's like oh, it's time to do this, or oh, it's time to do that, basically. So we're going to on round start, and then what's it called? We're gonna go here, process battles. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Uh, oh, I'm sorry. No, no, no. When they all do their choices, and then the code decides, oh, they are ready. Then at the end is when process battles is called. Now, process battles gets everybody's it gets everybody's data at the end, and then after it's seen that everybody's taken their turn, everybody who is eligible to take their turn has taken their turn, then it calls this. How much time do I have? Okay, cool. Uh, yeah, so basically, yeah, it does that. And what this does is take the active players in the turn order. The turn order is stored here. And you can see what I was saying earlier. It is a list of server threads. And it's a list of the mailman because they like it takes the data from the because the client sends the data to the mailman and the mailman just like holds that. I mean the server thread holds that data and then yeah, because it's the middleman. And then you get through process battles, right? Now you go over here. We take everyone who is eligible, put that into active players. Now we go here. The round robin thing. Now the round robin thing is important because uh, this is how each player fights the other player. So yeah, basically. So we're gonna get the server thread person. We're gonna get their uh yeah, we're gonna get them. We're gonna put them into a player thing. Then we're gonna get their user. We're gonna get their little. Uh, we're gonna open their backpack and we're going to take out what their choice was. This choice is rock, let's say. And then we're gonna go down here. We're going to get the next person into in the turn order. I mean the active players thing. Now what we're gonna do here, because this makes it so that you skip one. So that's important because when there's when there's a showdown between two people, you don't want this to go twice for each person. Now, okay, I'm gonna explain that later. So first, let's go and explain what happens here, right? So, uh, the player one, they get their choice. The player two, we get their choice. Now, if when choice one beats choice two, now this beats thing is in here, right? So this is here because how else are you supposed to know which rock, how the thing works for rock? Because what's it called? How are you supposed to know how rock beats? How's the computer supposed to know how rock beats scissor like that? Rock beats scissors and paper beats rock, and so that's there. We're gonna talk about this later. So let's go back to game room. Okay, and then we're here. We're gonna change we're going to so let's say rock beats paper. We're going to make user 2 stored here. We're going to make them to be we're going to make them set eliminated. We're gonna make them to yeah, they're gonna be eliminated. uh and then what's it called? We're going to get their server thread, and then what's it called? Their server thread, we're gonna send their elimination status. Now we're gonna talk about that later. Right now, let's go and what's it called? We get this battle message. That's how you saw like the thing over here. paper beats rock, that whole thing. I mean, yeah. Uh, yeah. Wait, what was I saying? Rock beats. Like, yeah. Like if this was rock and this was scissors, it would say this person's rock beats this person's scissors. Now the player two is eliminated, and the one who beat them gets a point. However, we're gonna turn it on its head now. This is like we can say that choice one is like the attacking one. Like if they beat it, oh then okay, then they beat it. But if now we're gonna switch it now, choice two is the attacker, and we're gonna see how they are to fare well against choice one. Because we didn't check him out yet. We didn't give him any we didn't give this choice any we didn't give him a stand, so we're gonna do the same thing, and then you know what happens. We're gonna send that battle message to the game event. We're gonna sync all of their points and stuff. We're gonna go in, what's it called? Go to every single client, everyone who is participating, and then we are going to we're gonna update their backpack basically. So what was what I was saying earlier here, when it is one more, because it goes around robin, right? A versus B versus, and then B versus C, and then C versus A, and then, oh, what happens now when you get to a final showdown? What we can have happen is have this happen twice, meaning that for for player one, they can't have, what's it called? They can't go through this entire thing over twice, because that's what would happen if you were to implement, like, what's it called? If you weren't to have this thing right here that skips the next person, so that there's no duplicate turns. Because that was one big problem for me. This thing didn't like. Uh, it kept saying like, oh, like one person would get 4 points, and then the other person would get like two. It's like, that can't happen. We don't like that. So now we're going to go. Oh, we're going to first of all, we're going to start the next round, and then so if there's still people remaining, we're gonna start the round. This will keep on going until there's no more people. Okay. And then after that, we're gonna do on session end. We're gonna go here. You got the final scoreboard, and that's sent to the game view. So yeah, that's it. And then we're gonna reset everything. This is very important. We gotta reset everything. Now, let's talk about the different data that is sent, which is basically, like how we go and manipulate the other clients' lunch. I mean, what the heck did I say? It was their backpacks. How much time do I have? Okay, cool. So, there's a lot to talk about. And this took me a very, very long time. So we're gonna talk about this is very easy to just talk about very simply, right? Let's give, for example, let's do points. Um, let's do points here. No, send player. I know this code like I know the back of my hand. So we're gonna go here, okay, sync player points, right? That calls send player points. What you're trying to do right here is to get for the people who deserve their points, we're going to go into their, when I talk to their mailman, hey, we're gonna send this points to the client now. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Go here. We're going to call send player points, and then how do we talk to the client? How does the server talk to the client? Oh, they use a payload. Oh, they use they use these little mail. They use the mail. They need the mail system because how are you supposed to, what's it called? Yeah, I said that already. So we're gonna go and send that payload. We're gonna send their points into this thing, and then we're gonna get their name and their address, like the client ID. We're gonna go and send that to them, and it's like a little mail thing saying, "Oh, this is your this is your name and address, and then this is the contents." So now we're gonna go all the way to client. You might be asking me, "Oh, Dylan, how did the little thing increment by one in the top right corner?" Oh, why don't I go and tell you? Okay, send handle points. So yeah, okay. So it's caught here in process payload. This process payload takes the letters, the payload from the server, and then it gets that stuff, and then it handles it here. So the client, it's like you're gonna open up your what's it called? Open up your little mail thing, and then you're gonna go and pass it to your UI. Yeah, so you're gonna get points. What's it called? Get the points from there, set it to their backpack, their user thing, and then you're gonna call on points. Like this is the real thing. This is where they're actually, the stuff is actually saved in their what's it called? Their backpack so they can hold all the stuff. So now you got on point update. Now you go here. Oh, let me talk about this. Okay. So this interfaces stuff is used so that this on points update thing can be implemented into multiple files. So you saw it in on points update. Let me just show you this. Okay. So we're gonna go for example, for example, like on points update here. So we're gonna call that. It's called here because it passes to the UI thing. It's going to go and it's gonna take the. It's going to go and call this what's called set points thing here, and then uh, it's gonna go and set points to that client, and then uh, what's it called? It goes up here to set points, and then this points panel thing up here. This is where all the, you got the text thing, you got the turn indicator, the thing that turned green when I clicked it? Yeah. And the red thing where you get eliminated. When a thing, when the game room sends uh, some kind of data to be changed in the UI, it'll come up here. So you got the points panel. This thing set points. This is going to increment something here is going to increment. Yeah, basically the points panel thing here is going to increment. So that's great. And then let's talk about this. I think a good way to explain the whole polymorphism thing, how the interface makes it so that you can implement your thing into multiple stuff, multiple files is I'm gonna show you later when we talk about rock, paper, scissors, Spock, lizard. Okay? So first of all, why don't we talk about the UI thing? Because that's a whole thing in it. That's a whole nutshell in itself. So we're gonna go here. Uh, this thing right here is important. So you have a user items map. This is important because this hash map makes it so that every client ID has access to a different backpack. Now, this different backpack that holds all the data, you can see here. Oh, no, no, no. It's in this user list item stuff here. Yeah. This is like the little backpack thing. So because you got the same methods, but they're overridden in some way to accommodate for the UI. So you have this user list view thing here, and then this makes it so that every client has their own thing, right? And then what this does here, back to what we're talking about here, we user items map get the client ID. This thing right here gets that client ID who deserves the points and sends it to that person. Yeah, it sends it to that because this lambda expression makes it so that you you implement like a method on multiple clients, kind of, if that makes sense. But yeah, this thing calls a set points thing, and then it goes into the user. It goes into this client ID's little backpack, so that's great. So okay, now we're going to talk about rock paper scissors 5. But before that, what else did I not was what else did I miss here? Okay, that's okay. I mean, this cooldown thing I wasn't able to do because I didn't have enough time. Yeah, I'm gonna just be honest. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about this thing because this is honestly the crown jewel of my program here. We're gonna go in here and we're going to enable. It's time to enable Lizard and Spock. Extra options enabled for rock, paper, lizard, and Spock. So now, okay, I'm gonna show you it now. I'm just gonna do a quick little demonstration. And then after that, I think we'll end with the away and spectator thing, just to show you how that whole thing works. But this thing, uh, it's called, yeah. So it shows, everyone who's ready. It shows that that this extra options thing is enabled. This thing changes as well. And boy, yeah, that was a whole thing. That was a doozy. That was a whole thing to do. So we got rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. While I do not remember what lizard and Spock do to the other stuff, it just kind of they do behave like rock, paper, and scissors. It just makes it more complicated, basically. So let's go call it a lizard. Someone picked lizard. Someone picked lizard, and then somebody picked rock. Oh, rock killed lizard and uh rock killed lizard and lizard. So you can see that up here. Final scoreboard. They got 2 points because he killed those two people. So I mean their choices. Uh, so yeah, that's great. Yeah, we're gonna wait for this timer again, and then let's see what Spock has in store for us. Oh, I forgot to click the thing. Okay, but you get the idea, right? Because here's the thing, right? So after every time the host here, clicks enable here, let me show you. Okay. Every time, see extra options disabled for new session every single time, so that way the host has to go and click this again if they want it to work. So what's it called? Now how this works, I'll show you. And a lot has to do with the way um client events uh, this whole stuff works. So this okay, I'm gonna talk about that later. Sorry. But to start with this thing, we can go to game.job and then there's a thing right here, right? It's called private server thread host. So remember what I was talking about, how the middleman, how much time do I have? The middleman goes and holds the he remembers who your client ID. He remembers who you were, so that when he goes and talks to the game room, uh, he'll know. You know, the game room will know. So you're gonna go down here, uh, on sessions. Oh no, it's on client added. Okay, so the host, logically speaking, is the first one to join the room. So we're gonna get their thing, and then we're gonna get their ID. We're gonna get their user, set their host to true, going to their backpack here, and turn host into true because they are the host. Then we're going to send that update to everybody. We're gonna tell everybody. We're going to be like Paul Revere. We're gonna come in through. We're gonna go on through and tell everyone, all the clients, who the real boss is here. So we're gonna do that. And you might be saying, "Oh, this kind of looks like there's a pattern here. There's a pattern here. It's like all of these little methods go and play hot potato with the data and then send it to a thing into a little envelope, into a little letter, and then they send the potato into another person who takes out the potato, and then they play more hot potato. So we're gonna go here, send host status here, and then we're gonna go to the definition of that, which is in the server thread. The server thread, they make the payload. They're gonna send it to a client, yeah. So now we're gonna go all the way here. Then then we're going to go to process uh what was it? Process host status update. Then after that, we're gonna go and bring that to the UI of the client. Now that's important because you don't want the host, you don't want everybody to be the host. You only want one person to be the host. So you go and do that. And then what we do here is we use a ready payload because the ready payload stores a boolean, and I didn't feel like making a new one. And Professor Togo made like a did the same thing. So it's like, it's cool. It's cool. So we're gonna go to pass the UI callback. So this thing here, I said host event. That's this thing right here. And then where is this implemented? Where's this used again? So this is done in game view. And then in game view, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. So you go here in game view, right? This game view is the central controller for the the event, like the I set host event. So then that way they can send the host thing to the host so that they can go and click the button. So this is where the what's it called? The polymorphism thing comes in through. Because you go in there to the host thingy. I mean, no, no, no. You go into the game view thing, and then it implements that this I set host event, and then it calls it in ready view. So you're gonna go here, and then this basically makes it so that they, if you're the host, then you add what's it called? You you have the option to add the lizard and Spock button, which is right here, basically. So, yeah, the way this thing works is it's like you're in game room, right? You send the host ID to the host. I mean, you send to the host the option to go and put this button, or to click this button. And then when you click this button, now we're gonna go back to the game room. And we have to tell the clients, all the clients in the game room, that or we have to tell all the server threads there, like all the middleman, like, oh, you're gonna tell the client now, for every server thread person, every mailman, you're gonna tell the person that you're gonna tell your client that uh that extra options were enabled, and now you can go and do rock, paper, scissors, Spock, lizard. So now you're gonna go here. You're gonna follow this. It goes all the way. There's a bunch of methods here. Play hot potato all the way to game room. Now you're in game room, and then what's gonna happen is this thing right here, extra options enabled. That's going to turn true because in a handle options, where the hell? I mean, heck, in hand or in uh handle toggle. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is it. This is it. So this is the person, the mailman person, you know. It tells them it's the what's it called? Oh no, this is the host. This is the host's personal mailman. So they go and tell the host, "Oh, it's time to go and tell the game room, tell the game room tell to make extra options enabled." Now, uh yeah, so now it's time to go and tell all of the other clients that what's it called? Game room is going to Paul Revere to the other clients through the server thread and tell all of those clients, yo, it's time to do rock, paper, scissors 5. So this thing goes all the way up here to client, all the way up here to the toggle RPS5 thing, and then it uh, makes it so that every client has the ability to do rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. So that's in here. That's in play view. Because it sends that boolean, which is like, oh, it's enabled. Okay, sends the boolean over here, and this is where it receives it. It receives this boolean, and then it tells them, oh, if enabled, then go ahead. You know, tell everybody. We're gonna go and we're gonna make it so that everyone can play uh, rock paper scissors Spock Lizard. But before you do that, you have to go to the game view, and it has to go and implement that because it's the central controller. It's like the town hall of the what's it called? The UI things, you know, and it tells all of them, you know, it's time to go do this. So yeah, we're gonna go do that. Now finally, for my final trick is I'm going to show you the away thing. Now, someone who is away is a person, someone who is away is like when the game starts, they're a spectator. Now, a spectator is somebody who has not taken their turn yet. So why don't we go and do this? Let's say yeah, you're away. So C3 is not away. How much time do I have? Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, that's okay. Now let's go and enable lizard Spock. Okay, it's time to go. So this you might be asking me, yo, everybody's in. Everybody's in. Why don't you go and do the thing yet? Well, we do the ready timer so that someone who is away can decide, I want to go back in. But he doesn't want, he's not gonna do it. So we're gonna see how this whole game behaves when this person is away. So yeah, you can see for every single person, their their thing is green. Yeah. Oh, I also did not explain how the points are, because the way it works is whoever has the most points is up here, is like their oh, I gotta pick. Whoever has the most points gets the top status thing here. They're at the top. So yeah, this person, they're eliminated. They weren't able to come back in time. So yeah, they're eliminated. They can't go and join in the middle. And then they can't talk. See, spectators can't talk, spectators can't choose because they're eliminated. And then, let's do rock. Yeah. Let me just show you very, very quick how it works with uh, making it so that all everyone's points are like the person with the most points comes up here, and I do that with this method here. Uh, Yeah, this sort user list gets, descending. That's really it. So let's do rock, rock, scissors. Now they're away. Now it's time for rock. Uh, this is B. Yeah, this is rock. Let's say B wants to be at the top. So let's do that. Scissors, and then this is rock. You can see it. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It didn't show for a second, but I can show you again. But whoever has the most points comes up at the top here, and they uses this method right here. But it went so fast to the point where you can tell. So we're gonna talk about how this away and spectator thing works. So when somebody, what's it called? Yeah, we're in game room, right? No, we're in you have to start at the button. Yeah, the button. Sorry here. Uh, oh no, it's up here. Yeah. This user list item thing refers to this thing here. I was supposed to check. Okay, never mind. They do away, and then when they click it, okay, this sends, it listens to when somebody clicks the button, and then it sends away action. It goes here. Then we play hot potato. We go all the way to game room. Oh, no, never mind. It's down here. I should know this by now. Go to game room, handle away action, and then we set that person's mailman. Tell them, oh yeah, this person is away. Okay. And then we go to send away status here. Tell everybody that that person is away, and then rinse and repeat. Hot potato. Remember, what we're also going to do is that in server thread. So let's say someone who is a spectator wants to go and send a message. Well, you know very well, and you saw that can't happen. So when someone sends a message, go to get their user, get their backpack, and look into their backpacks and look at like, oh, if they're away, if their thing is toggled and they're away, oh, what? You can't talk. You can't talk. So yeah, one thing, implementing the cooldown. Now, I wasn't able to do this, but the way that this would probably work is that during ready check, we're going to do the same thing that we did by, you know, get the host, go tell the host that they can go and toggle the setting, and then uh, when they go and click that, they can uh implement it. They have the option to do a cooldown. So this option, oh, there's a cooldown option. Okay, this wouldn't show uh option on cooldown. The option on cooldown must be disabled on the UI. Oh yeah, so it would basically so it would basically do the same thing of sending to the like what I showed you earlier. Like, oh, we go to the we set a boolean in game room. Now the the rock paper scissors 5 example, we had this extra options enabled. What we would do here is do like private boolean, and then we would do like cooldown, set a cooldown, set cooldown, and then that's false. And then what would we do? What we would do is make it so that when that is, we're gonna check if that's false, and then we're gonna check if that's on or not. Uh, yeah, that's going to be put in there. Hold on. Yeah, the host. Okay, first, yeah, they're gonna take a host, go make it. The game room is going to tell the host, yeah, they're the host. They're going to click the button to toggle the cooldown, and then that cooldown is going to be a mechanic. That cooldown is going to be a mechanic in the game, into the game room. That what's it called? Um, we would probably set like some kind of timer or something, or like oh that when they click when the client clicks a button, clicks a choice, we're gonna make it so that that choice is like blank for the next turn somehow, which we would do. Where was it? Send extra options enabled. Yeah, so it would be here. It would check, oh, if that's enabled or not. We're going to do the sync and set methods. We're gonna play hot potato. We're gonna talk to the middleman. We're just gonna it's like a yeah, we're gonna talk to the middleman, get the middleman to talk to the client, and then during some kind of like turn or something, or I mean, because okay, the usage of the word terms is not accurate because what these people do, I mean, what the clients do, they don't do they don't take turns. They like no one has to wait for the next person. They all take their turns, and then this process battle thing is done at the end. So we would probably count the amount of turns because we had count here. Yeah. No, no, no. It was here. We do round, yeah, round equals zero. Let's say round, like every other round, or what's it called? Every other round, we would disable the choice if somebody clicked it. Like, yeah, so if they clicked it, they can't use it for the next round. And to do that, we would the client would have to send a thing payload, and if they sent it again for the next round, we'd have to like check some kind of way. And then if they didn't check it for the next, I mean, if they didn't do it for the next, if they did it consecutively, then uh they would have to make it, the game room would have to like block them somehow. And we could do that using the server thread, handle message. Like, oh, if they did it already, oh, we could use a boolean as well. So, it's actually there's a lot of open-ended ways to go about it. But you know what I mean. Uh, if if they cannot do it again, if they did their cooldown again, we're gonna cut them off or something. But if they didn't, just can keep on going. I think that would be here. Yeah, you would store some kind of data and then like take out that thing and then yeah, you know what I mean. I think what you could also do is like the cooldown, get their client ID, get their like a I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But no, I do know what I'm saying, but I think my ideas are a bit jumbled. But I did give a bunch of ways about, or a bunch of clues as to how you could go about implementing the cooldown. So I think I went through everything in terms of milestone 3. And yeah, that's it. Yo, thank you very much. And I hope you like my project. Thank you very much. I'm sorry that this is an hour long, but thank you very much. Good night. This is Dylan Soriano signing off.